Hey Virgo, this is your 2022 cosmic forecast using the tarot. As you can see, January, February and March, we're off to a very bright and sunny kind of color scheme here. A nice palette. It looks like it's going to be full of optimism is what I'm seeing now. But before we get there, the January card is this Page of Pentacles. This is truly the card of a new seed being sown, a new beginning and something emerging. It's not like totally out of left field, however. It's not like you have no experience in this or you're like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. With the Page of Pentacles, there's always this some sort of a novice energy or like the beginning of already knowing a little bit about it. So I don't think this is going to be something brand new. However, it definitely feels more like a new beginning or fresh start. Important conversations coming up. The page are the communicators. Now, of course, the new year seems like a reset to a lot of us. So this might just be the energy of you truly wanting to leave the last year, the last season in the past. The Page of Pentacles is all about sharing ideas, communicating. You could be interested in getting into a new field of study, or like you're just hitting the books, doing a lot of research. Maybe you're looking into higher education, considering that for the first or second or third time. Who knows? It's about learning, discovery, communication, chatting with others, sharing ideas, interesting conversations with interesting people that you can learn something from. And then the card for February. Maybe there is a trip on the horizon in the month of February. It looks like a time where there could be good things happening, expansion, things kind of just getting bigger and better. That's where I'm sensing all this optimism in the first quarter of 2022 for you. It's bright, it's sunny, there's like commerce here, shopping, enjoyment, leisure, travel, like kind of I'm feeling like bits business and pleasure. And you're doing a little bit of both. Maybe you're kind of busy, you're just networking, you're expanding your horizons, you're setting your sights on something else, you're setting your sights on maybe kind of like, it's not, again, like for some this is a completely big deal, like a move overseas, an immigration or something like that. For others it's just like you're ready to expand what you've already been having planned and what you've already taken some action around already. This action for some might look like this course or this conversation you've had. For some that was like the first step and now things are really getting going. Okay, first major arcana card of the reading is occurring in the month of March with the Strength card. So major arcana represents kind of like our soul growth at this particular time, and this is telling me that like there has been something for you to overcome in March, but you're feeling very physically healthy, full of life, full of vitality. You're kind of, though, at this time, like it could be where the warning comes in, just to like make sure you're still like looking after yourself, your physical body. Make sure you're definitely tending to your own needs and tending to your body at this time, Virgo. That's coming through as something that could be important. The thing is, if you're watching this as a Virgo sun, the sun is in Pisces at this point. That's opposite your sun in Virgo. When the sun is opposite our sun, that's a tug of war from one sun to the other in opposition. Sun is how our vitality and our source of health. So I often find as a Pisces, when the sun is opposite in Virgo season in like August, September, I'm prone to head colds and fatigue. This will be the same for you, Virgo sun, while the sun is in Pisces, okay? And eventually on one of those days or two, it will oppose your sun. Anyway, I digress. Look after your health at the moment. Take a lot of vitamins. Do some restorative, replenishing actions. Overall, though, you feel like strong, like you could take on a lot at this point. I think that's a card we should really clear up. The major arcana cards are more about soul growth and evolution. By May, and let me look at June with this too. If you're a Virgo that's dealing with a Capricorn or a Virgo with a lot of Capricorn in their chart, these cards came through side by side like this in the Capricorn reading. I'm going to share a similar message as well, but then we'll clear it up and see where the nuance is. This looks to me like overburdened to the point of breakdown or burnout, and you've had way too much on your plate, too much burden, too much responsibility, too much duty. This all, of course, can be mental too. This could be a buildup of issues, a buildup of things you've been carrying, resentments, grudges, plans for revenge, who knows? But this is coming through in the months so far of April and May. We will clear it up. The 10s are about a cycle coming to completion. So you're at the end of your tether with this anyway, and at this point you really don't want this to continue, or in fact it just simply can't. There's no more space for you to kind of like hold anything else. I believe, if my memory serves me, these cards came up in Capricorn's reading together like this. I'm thinking around July, August. So maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn Virgo in the month of April, May, and you can start to see some tensions arising, or the problems starting to brew or get bigger at this time. The Devil card is the card associated with Capricorn too, so you could be. If not, for me, this just looks like maybe you've just moved, maybe you've just taken on a lot more work, or something has grown and gotten a lot more expansive and abundant for you in February, that maybe you've just felt the pressure to take on a lot. And it does seem like the pressure is on for you to perhaps fulfill something in the month of April. This is a card of delegation if you can. And it certainly looks like delegating or asking for help could be important in April, so that in May we're just not ending up like the Ten of Swords energy, totally burnt out, too exhausted to complete the project that we were trying to do anyway. So we interpret it as some sort of a defeat at this point. However, if we had have just balanced our workload, or opened up about what we were struggling with, asked for some help, forgave that person, let go of that grudge, whatever, we might have felt a lot more lighter mentally. In June, we've got another major arcana card, the Devil card. So potentially dealing with a Capricorn or a Gemini. I'm seeing, okay, so what have I got sign wise at the moment? Yes, Gemini for sure, Aries for sure, Gemini, Aries and Capricorn are signs that are coming through pretty strongly for me in this reading so far, okay? When we get to the second part of the year, I'm jumping ahead a little, there's 3 nights. This indicates a lot of people coming into your life in the second part of 2022, okay? So in June, the Devil card energy. So this is soul growth. This is when we're feeling pretty powerless, pretty limited, pretty stuck, or we don't have full control in the direction of our life. Sometimes we give our power over, well, exactly. If we can't forgive somebody, that energy that's going towards either that revenge or feeling of a grudge or can't get over it, that's really zapping you from having all the energy that you actually need in the present moment. So call back your power from these situations. Forgive, let go, move on, have that conversation, say what you really mean, okay? Just so then you can pull all your energy back to when you're going to really need it. It looks like June, you need your energy, and you need to be able to have the strength to liberate for yourself from something, feeling powerless to our job or a situation, just basically where we just don't feel like we can call the shots, or something else calls the shots for us. We're going to clear it up. Then we move into the second part of the year, July, August. I've got a Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups. This definitely indicates like new people coming into your life. One of them may be coming back from the past at this point. The Knight of Swords is a looking to the past of the reading, and they seem very eager, and it seems like it's quite sudden, random. If it's not a person coming in though, Virgo, in July, it just looks like you have to make a sudden movement, sudden choice, or sudden change in the direction you thought you were going, or it felt like you had been going this far, but we can clear these up. Knight of Cups does have a more of a romantic note for me generally. If not somebody coming in romantically in the month of July for you with some sort of a gesture, if you're already with somebody at this point, this could simply look like them coming towards you with an offer, a proposal, or a good idea for you guys to deepen the connection that you already have. If it isn't a person coming in, this looks like in July you are following your heart on something and you have some sort of a mission to fulfill in July. The main thing is with this mission, follow your heart, because there may be people. I have 2 very powerful people either side of this. The Devil and the Emperor are cards for June, are card for September. There are influences that you may not be able to satisfy everybody's point of view, or it's not even point of view. This feels like more of a command of you, Virgo, like somebody's asking you, ordering you to do something actually, and for some you don't want to do it. So Follow your heart in August. That's the closest way you will find the right thing to do, the highest and best thing to do, and stick to your guns. It seems like people want you to do a certain something, like it's like they want you to agree to say something in a speech, and you're like, I'm not gonna do that. That seems all wrong for me. So stay in alignment is the main thing in August. But it could also look like somebody coming in. If so, keep your heart open, or if you're with somebody, keep your heart open to what they have to say. In September, we touched on this, the Emperor card, another major arcana. Okay, this is very symmetrical looking for me now. There's 5 major arcana cards, but I love how they're occurring in like 3-month increments. It's like March soul growth lesson, June soul growth lesson, September soul growth lesson, and then we do have December soul growth lesson, but also October, but whatever. You know where I'm going with this. It's nice. It's like, okay, so you overcome those challenges in between really well. Now Spirit wants you to evolve again, and they're kind of summoning you to step up to the plate in a bigger way. These are all going to be lessons you would have selected to endure, or blessings you would have selected to receive before coming here anyway. So it's just about timing and when you're ready. The Emperor, okay, so September, your birthday season for many, is coming through and kind of inviting this sort of energy of command, yes, but like more sense of control. Maybe you've taken control of whatever the devil situation was trying to limit you with. Whenever something really good is about to happen, Virgo, there's always something bad trying to stop you. That's like that offer that the devil makes. And look, we're not talking about somebody who looks like this. We're talking about temptation. We're talking about things that are bad for us. Toxic relationships, toxic situations. So whenever something really good is trying to break through, there's always got to be, because of the law of duality, something polarizing there, something trying to keep you back, stuck in your karma. The Emperor is saying like, okay, I've actually liberated myself from something that I needed to in June, and now I have taken my power back. The Knight of Cups card associated with Pisces, the sign of forgiveness. This could be like that forgiving. Some of you need to forgive maybe a Gemini, I'm thinking, or a Capricorn. Could be an Aries, but I think forgiveness coming up, or letting go of a grudge, or if there was any plans for sort of like sabotage or revenge, you're feeling like dropping them now, which is probably good. The October card, we will clear up the Emperor too. The October card, another big major soul growth lesson, very karmic card, Judgment. Okay, so we're about to end, coming up to the last part of the year at this point, and at this time you're ready for something more. You are ready for a new challenge. It's like this brilliant wake-up call. I do sense that the final quarter of the year 2022 is chaotic, is busy, is noisy, is commotion. I'm seeing this definitely doesn't have to be a bad thing. Virgo, maybe you just like a sort of plan, schedule, routine. It may be hard to call it in the last quarter of the year. October though, you're ready to step up in a big way. It's like you are being reborn, reinvented. You want to rise to an occasion here, and just kind of like announce something. I'm seeing perhaps the month of November, the Knight of Wands. So perhaps this is later November when we're entering Sagittarius season. This is the card for Sagittarius. So maybe after around the 20th of November, but or 22nd of November, 23rd of November, let's have a look. Something is getting going again. It seems like another person coming into your life, very exciting, very passionate person. It doesn't have to be romantic. It could be just like somebody that really inspires you coming into your life, like that gives you this sense of sort of electricity or something like that, and you're like just energized by this person. The Magician in reverse, really our only reversal I think that came through, is happening in December. Again, this period of disquiet when the Magician is reversed. That was a mouthful. This is kind of like some sort of a potential deception, sneakiness, trickster energy gone awry, where it's like a practical joke taken way too far. Let's see what else. A miscommunication in a large way, like a more of a permanent miscommunication that results in something that seems like a long-lasting effect. We will clear that up. But for now, just before we look into more cards, Virgo, I'm going going to read your oracle. So when I meditated and chose an oracle for you, I had it in mind to consider this for 2021, and the next one we'll do can actually be for 2022. But for now, let me just read you this. So number 34, the Amaryllis Lute. And I'm going to read you that from this oracle now, Virgo. So you have won a victory, beloved, a victory over the past, and the Amaryllis Lute is sounding through every cell of your being, heralding you, raising your vibration as you leave fear behind you once again. Now, I know I said that this was for 2021. This does remind me now of the Judgment card as I read this. It's saying something about heralding you. That's a word I think of with Judgment, heralding you from almost the dead. Like, wake up, oh, you thought life was over, or you thought this chapter of your life was over. No, you're getting another chance, but step up to it. And the Judgment card really asks not to be afraid. If you were reborn, if you died and you got to see your life in some sort of a retrospective, do you think you would have been so afraid of things? Probably not. So in fact, and this is now going back to 2021, but in fact, the lute says you are growing fast and spiritually. You are outgrowing your old life even more so. When your vibration changes, so too does your life, beloved. This is natural. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how much it was important to you in an old life, it may not have the same place in your new life. Just as a musical instrument can play notes of higher or lower vibrations, your own vibration is being refined as you are growing so fast and spiritually. This is wonderful. Be brave and trust that you are allowed indeed. You are spiritually encouraged to allow your vibration to continue rising, even though that sometimes means leaving people, places, situations, and things behind. Some people and situations will grow with you at equal pace. Others will meet you in the next upward spiral of your unfolding consciousness and life path, and still others, well, they're going to weigh you down, and you need to let them go so that they may live their own life and destiny in according with their own kind of timing and their own choices. The more you allow yourself to rise your vibration, to shine victorious in the journey from fear to love, the more you will be able to benefit from the quick unfoldment of your highest destiny in your life. Your vibration can switch from fear and hate to peace and love at this time. So that's maybe like the 2021. The Amaryllis Lute calls you upwards to your own soul vibration. This healing instrument of the Divine Mother, Goddess Kuan Yin, sounds within your cells, helping you continue to raise your vibration into peace. So that's where it happens on a cellular level. When we raise our vibration, it's honestly on a DNA cellular level. So that's awesome. You will feel the effect of the Amaryllis Lute when you feel that you want to be more discerning about what you consume and how it might affect you positively or negatively. This might be food, it might be relationships, energies, TV, music, environments, the emotional tendencies of a certain friendship or work environment. This doesn't require astringent or fanatical approaches, but the lute opens up to just greater awareness about how you will raise your vibration and like what doesn't seem in the same vibration anymore. You don't have to make dramatic changes to have a dramatic effect. Even a small change in not gossiping, in choosing to engage in non-constructive arguments can make a world of difference. Choosing to smile more, be gentler and kinder to yourself and others, not to be a doormat, and be firm, loving, and meeting your own needs are also ways to raise your vibration. You can chant, you can meditate, you can dance, you can hug a pet, hug a tree, hug a loved one. All of these raise our vibration too. Awesome. Okay, so that was a lot of vibration raising in 2021. That is awesome, but you can definitely feel tired, fatigued, like change in appetite, change in interest. So let's keep going and pull some cards to clear these messages up. So let's just clear up the Page of Pentacles for the month of January now. What would I do if I was watching? I would maybe just take a note each month which cards come up and a couple of the themes, so that you don't have to always watch the whole thing again. Like if you're thinking about January, maybe you could write down Page of Pentacles or something like that, and then whatever other card comes through. I mean, Virgo, you probably have a really good system in place for how you like to do things like that. That was just my suggestion. So Page of Pentacles, let's clear this energy up for January now. Thanks for sticking with me so far, Virgo. I'm looking forward to exploring this reading with you. The Eight of Cups. Okay, so the Eight of Cups in reverse, in fact, is the energy of not walking away from something, but actually returning to something. So this can look like giving something another chance. This could look like reaching out to somebody and finishing off a conversation that didn't get fully finished, or looking back to old emotional ties that you still feel are not fully resolved and you want to speak on them, or clear your mind, clear your name, or even just like clear up the situation. So there's something you want to communicate in January that has a tone of, while we're offering a new start here, it may involve like looking at the past again, or revisiting the past, or giving something another chance. There's like this hope for this. The Eight of Cups for me is actually a lot more hopeful than the other card. In the upright, it's less hopeful. In the reverse, it's like a lot of happiness to be found again. The reason that you're coming back to a situation is, in fact, because some of you left this thinking, this doesn't make me happy, there's something better out there for me, the far where hills are greener sort of an energy. Then as you find out, no, actually what you had was pretty good, or what you were working on, who you were working with, what you were thinking about or researching was actually on the money in the first place. You just maybe doubted yourself, or were thinking that there was something better out there in store for you. Okay, so that's January. Now let's look at, do we need to look at the Three of Wands? I don't know. I think we'll move on to the Strength card, because the Three of Wands is basically just like February being a month of overall expansion and things growing, being more optimistic. You may be traveling, you may be kind of networking, you may be developing or growing your product, yourself, your skills. Let's look at March now and the Strength card. So what is the energy around the Strength card for March? Okay, beautiful energy. The Empress card. Okay, I'm not too worried about any thing that you're overcoming at all in the month of March now. This is this Pisces energy again. We've seen the Knight of Cups here, the Knight of Cups here. Because this is March Pisces season, let's just talk about it from that. Oh yeah, we've got like a lot of watery energy now. Queen, Knight and Page of Cups coming through around this. So yeah, maybe you are meeting water signs, dealing with water signs, but this energy of just water energy is love, it's friendship, it's romance, it's emotion, it's celebration, it's happiness and creativity and joy. So the Empress and the Strength card, wow, are you feeling yourself or what in this month of March, Virgo? Overall, even though I did tell you that the Sun opposite Sun transit can be like fatigue or head cold vibes, it overall looks like you feel very healthy, very strong, very gorgeous, very confident, very sexy. Like this is the card of these cards together: sexy body, sexy outfits, sexy vibe, sexy inner confidence. Your inner strength is showing, like very in touch with your feminine energy, whether you're male or not. Like you're like embodying this like gorgeous receptive energy where everything's just flowing to you, and it's like a magnet being attracted to you, all this abundance, all these great things to be so appreciative of and feel very blessed with. I love that. Okay, so now we're going on to the month of April. So this is where we see some hard work, some sort of like burnout, potentially just a lot on your plate. Let's see what this Ten of Wands looks like for Virgo. April. The Star card, because the Ten of Wands is just like, it can be heavy and burdensome. So this is you really maybe listening to your inner voice, listening to spirit, listening to your guides that are telling you, Virgo, you gotta relax and stop taking on everything else from everybody else. This doesn't even look like this is your axe to carry, or sorry, your cross to bear, or your axe to carry. No, your cross to carry, I don't know. But it doesn't look like it's your sacrifice that you should be making. And when I say sacrifice, I mean you shouldn't be giving up all your time, your effort and your energy to do things that really aren't your responsibility. So the Star card invites you to look out for who it is, number one at this time. So at the the bottom of the deck, I have the 10 of Cups. Now, so another 10 energy. This is all cycles coming to an end. 10 of Wands, Swords, and Cups. So you're reaching a decision or a culmination point on something where you say in April, I can't do this anymore. Whether it's maybe it's taking people's kids that aren't yours. Maybe it's carrying people's issues that aren't yours, their secrets. Maybe it's taking on and saying yes to things that cross a boundary for you. The Star card is also very healing, very optimistic, very I would say delightful, I would say whimsical and just light. And this is again, you pulling all your power back, that you want to do this in September too, but this is about tending to your needs first. And the message here is look, emptying out these cups. That's a nice gesture that she's doing there. It's very soothing, it's very healing, but also I see this as the message red cup, red flag. You can't fill from an empty cup, so have to filling your own cup. It seems like you have a lot of things that you would just rather not be doing at this time of the year. The beautiful energy that you're embracing in March, keep trying to just carry that through. Just embody the Empress energy. And Virgo, this Empress wouldn't be coming out like this if you weren't embodying Empress energy. So let's see, the 10 of Swords for the month of May, is it? Yes. Okay, the 10 of Swords, month of May. How can we mitigate this sort of feeling if it's defeat, but if it's breakthrough, not breakdown? What does that breakthrough look like for you? So the Strength card again, interesting. And the Page of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which of course we've seen at the start of the reading. So this is why I like to use two decks, so that we can sync the synchronicities basically into themes. Well, I would imagine the issue that perhaps something started to develop, maybe with the Leo or otherwise in the month of March, not necessarily, however, and this issue now is kind of reaching the breakthrough, breakdown, either defeat or the kind of I've got a grip on this. So you feel like these cards are a strong grip of control, the Devil and the Strength card together. Just what I'm reading from this is you've got a handle on things, very much you've got a handle on the issue. You're reaching a breakthrough though with something that will require your strength, okay? Something that you thought was the situation, or you thought it was going to maybe work out well if you perhaps avoided it, work out well with kind of this sort of blind optimism or faith, and now you're oh, okay, that really wasn't so bad when I reached the breakthrough. So I don't see anything too crazy with all these 10s, other than the fact that it's a lot of hard work, maybe more effort, but there's a reason for why you're doing this, and you're carrying something. Maybe you're being a tower of strength for many different people in your life at this time. But overall, this is still a really nice representation of overcoming your resiliency and physical health and well-being. I like with the Strength card too. We're going to the month of June with the Devil card. Okay, so this was what I thought was this feeling of needing to liberate yourself from a situation or just take the shackles off somehow. The Devil card for June and the 9 of Swords. Okay, so this would be the lead up to the 10 of Swords, obviously, when we've been worrying so much about something, but at the same time we're not taking any proactive steps to change the situation. So the worries that we've been having, it's been almost paralyzing, so we end up there. We didn't do anything to change, avoid, ask advice, get second opinions, call in resources, ask for help. So again, if you need to delegate or let anything, don't try and take everything on, Virgo, just because you're able to. Who are you proving anything to by if you end up back at the 9 of Swords and the Devil energy? That would be just the case of you trying to be stronger than you actually feel you are in this moment of time. This would be you between March maybe and June, March and May, even kind of saying oh, I've got control on this, and then come June, as it transpires, you know, issues that you haven't addressed, demons, your shadow that hasn't been integrated, all these like parts, you know what I mean. When you see the Devil card and the Nine of Swords, it's like this dark night of the soul energy. We all have them. We have them many, many times, in fact, in our lifetime. What do they serve? What are they there to serve us? Well, of course, we have to see the light emerging again. You really got to get into the dark night of the soul territory, don't you? So I feel like the light, like there is a breakthrough here. This is when the light emerges again, and we kind of heal the star card energy, but you're kind of doing something backwards in some sort of in some energetic way, if that makes any sense, because it's like you think everything's fine and things all may well and be fine, and there is a lot of healing done and a lot of good work done, and like and just blessings really with the Empress card coming in March. But maybe it's because of that you avoid something that is actually, there's been so much going on, all these tens. There is actually the one defining purpose or mission that in the month of June you have to liberate yourself from. And you've been avoiding this, but look at what you actually have proven to yourself to be able to overcome, how resilient you are. I think that this won't be a bother to you as long as you can remind yourself of your inner strength and what a strong and powerful force you are in general, Virgo. Okay. This is the avoidance and saying, no, everything's fine, I got it. And yes, you can. That doesn't mean you have to do it all alone. Okay, so now we're going into the second part of the year, into July with the Knight of Swords. This could look like a change in your plans, a change in direction. Because of the Nine of Swords and the Devil card, this is very Gemini energy. Same with the Ten of Swords. Triggering conversation with the Gemini, but if not, triggering conversations like difficult or upsetting conversation with somebody that changes your mind and the way you are going to do things then come July. Let's see, Knight of Swords, somebody chasing you down, like trying to get a hold of you, being like, Virgo, listen to me. They seem like pretty irate. They could be somebody from your past or an energy from the past that you're like, no, I'm not doing that. Knight of Swords, what is this? Okay, the Page of Cups. Somebody wants to say something to you. Definitely like more so like a family member that triggers you then. I'm reading this as a younger relative, something about a younger person in the family. 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, okay, we've now seen all of our tens. Virgo, the cycles that come to a culmination in your life from between April, May, June and July. Of course, this is the new beginning that comes after. It might not even fully be felt until the very end of 2022 going into 2023. But it does seem like that sort of middle sort of phase of the year is when there's like a lot of culmination, a lot of 10 energy. So the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. Okay, so it's triggered by, it's like your inner child is triggered again. Sometimes this is how this can look like. Sometimes when I go home and I spend time in my family home after living in another country for so long, I find myself reverting in ways to like responses that I would have had as a teenager or a kid when I'm in my old room. Maybe it's like nostalgia, but sometimes in my shadow, I can react harshly to people, or I can react as the moody teenager or spoiled child energy, and that's okay once we catch it and be mindful of it, and then make it a very conscious effort not to kind of behave like that, but understand why. Just say to your inner child, I understand why you want to react like that. It can be frustrating to be back in the family home or something like that. So that's when you kind of just have to, give your inner child a little pep talk and say, yeah, you know what, people have shit going on too, and I shouldn't be so hard on people. Something like that. I don't know, something cute. And always give your inner child just a cuddle and a hug. It's a beautiful vibration when we do that in our heart. So the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups. This just looks like a very triggering conversation. Okay, Virgo. Around, it could be inheritance, it could be family drama, it could be something where you have to tell your family that you're actually changed your mind on something and you're going a different way with it. Knight of Cups. And we've got the Four of Swords, grand. Okay, so you'll want to contemplate what this is. If it is somebody coming in, you want to think about their offer or they're asking you out on a date, well, let me think about it. If it's somebody giving you this opportunity maybe to move in with them, you might say, oh, let me just think about that. I have to consider a lot of things, my job, my family, my whatever. But thinking something that you know you need to follow your heart on. If there's pressure on you by family members like this Knight of Swords, Page of Cups energy to do a certain thing or take a certain direction with that, and what you actually want to do by following your heart might even look like a completely different direction. Not necessarily, but it certainly doesn't, it's not totally on the same page, but for some I see quite a dramatic difference. So take your time in discerning what it is that you truly want and then how you can follow your heart. The Four of Swords and the Knight of Cups is a beautiful energy of sleep on it. It's very mediating energy, it's very soothing, and it bridges, it's very diplomatic, so like it can bridge the gap between two very opposing kind of people or situations or opinions. There's like some peace and harmony that can really be found for you in the month of the month of August overall, Virgo. It looks very peaceful, very harmonious, but take your time and sleep on any big decisions. I guess still always checking in with the heart space there would be important. So let's keep going then. I'll clear up, I'm going to clear up the last three major arcana cards. So we'll clear up the Emperor first. We'll clear up the Emperor now. What's this looking like for September for Virgo? Oh, yay, your energy, the Knight of Pentacles, mutable earth, my dear Virgo. So this is you coming through in your September season, Virgo season, well, August through September, right? But for the most part, September we think of as Virgo season, back to school energy. So this is a new plan, project. Like I said earlier, Virgo, again, why I love using two decks, I said that there was powerful forces either side of you with this Devil energy and Emperor. That's why it's very important for you to think about things and think about what you actually truly want in your heart, not what you think other people want, not what you think is the right thing to do. What is your heart telling you? That is the right thing for you to do. We're all here on different missions, different soul journeys, different spiritual paths. So sticking with your heart always knows the right thing for you. That's not a frequency that lies or anything like that. So the Devil card. Okay, there's something that you must do. Let's look at this another way. I do read the tarot from like a soul-centered point of view, same way I do astrology. I'm interested in evolutionary astrology. I'm interested, if you watch my YouTube, you see I like doing past life reincarnation videos. I'm very interested in the soul's evolution. I'm interested in why we're here, and all of those things. So the major arcana cards are I read them then as like sort of soul lessons, soul growth. We're seeing like that there's a pressure on you, or you're commanding yourself, or you're putting pressure on yourself to achieve something great, because guess what, Virgo, you know that you can. So why not put the pressure on yourself? Just this is achieving greatness. The journey, the Virgo kind of journey to perfection, attaining, making something perfect, making something brilliant, excellent. And I definitely don't mean unhealthy perfection. Obviously we know that humans can't be perfect. So the Devil card and the Emperor. This is just like you have the pressure applied to get shit done on the most mundane level. You feel urgent that you have to do it. We are getting to the end of the reading. So the Judgment card, let's see. October and the Judgment card, you're being asked and really called to do something. Wow, the Emperor in reverse. How fascinating. So you have to say something that doesn't necessarily sit well with everybody. For some, you're going to have to reveal some painful truths to people, Virgo. For others, don't be afraid to take control, be the boss, be a leader, and step up and take accountability for yourself, take ownership for your purpose, your place in the world, but don't take it too far either. The Emperor in reverse can be domineering, bossy, controlling, and even tyrannical at worst. So you don't want to be like that, or you don't want want to, because you know your ability is so strong at this point, I feel like your power can be even overwhelming at this time. For some of you, you might not even know these are very powerful cards: Judgment, Emperor, the Devil again. So your power could even be sort of frightening to you at this moment. You might really be developing, maybe it has been a real spiritual upgrade for you in 2021, Virgo, where your whole frequency has changed. You might be really aware now of your ability to manifest and create exactly what you want and speak it into existence, but that might even frighten or overwhelm you because you're not quite sure about the direction that you should take this magic yet. Learning to basically, I think between September and October, Judgment card is saying, learn now, if this wasn't a past life situation, it's happened in your past maybe, where you couldn't find the balance between leadership, authority, discipline, being in command, inspiring others, taking the lead, being at the helm. You couldn't really balance that without it letting it go to your head essentially, and ego taking over and control freak vibe, like power hungry, power mad. Okay, so again, learn to find the balance. This Devil energy with that as well is just like that sort of like manipulative, exploitive kind of a situation. So you don't want that. But you've tried to deal with this before, and Judgment card is saying you're ready to do this again, but find the balance between being in command and then being overly, I guess, commanding of others. The Knight of Wands is just a new direction, so you are ready to step up and harness your power now, Virgo. The Magician in reverse. Your power is even intimidating to yourself or others, and I hope I'm not saying power and bringing up any triggers for anybody or any negative connotations there. We're all very powerful people. We are, like, our bodies alone can show that, the makeup of our DNA, our consciousness. So yeah, you're just like, how do I wield this? How do I do it? I've never felt like this before, some of you are saying. And this is December, so closing 2022, Magician in reverse. How does Virgo feel? I couldn't make this up. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Oh, Virgo, I'm so on your wavelength right now. I could just knock shit over. Okay, so the Six of Wands. Okay, so yes, this magic can be yours. You can create what you want. You can have the victory. You can have the sort of attainment. And this is the interesting thing about this is you're leading here. Sometimes the Six of Wands is shown with these people clapping, and it's almost like the Six of Wands then just looks like external validation and just like being seen to be seen, and like posting a fire selfie, and that if validation that comes with everybody looking very egotistical. But in this Six of Wands, I see your sort of symbology, Virgo, the grain, the sort of like harvest looking sort of crop in the front here, and these people aren't exactly cheering on. It looks like they're following them. It looks like this person is leading with inspiring these people. They do possibly admire you on this horse, but it doesn't look like they're fangirling or fanboying over you. It just looks like they want to be and take your lead. They want to follow you. But the Judgment card, again, at the bottom of the deck, you're like, am I ready for this responsibility? Don't doubt yourself, Virgo. And this is Mercury, mercurial energy. That is your ruling planet, Virgo. In reverse, Mercury can be overly analytical, overly critical. In upright, it can see everything clearly, and that's why it is such a good critic, because they can see everything clearly, the small details, and they know what right is, so they know what wrong is. So yeah, sure. But in reverse, overly critical, overly judgmental, prudent, where you don't act. So step into this power, Virgo. You are being called, you're being summoned. By October, it's obvious. By December, by October, it's obvious. November, it does look like you get your skates on and go after something, but by December, it couldn't be more in your face at this point what your mission is, what your purpose for the next year is. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for that, Virgo. I'm so excited for the 2023 reading. No, I kid. I really can't. I really hope, and I do think that 2022, astrologically, there are continuations of the same theme. In 2021, we had 3 Saturn-Uranus squares. Saturn Saturn representing the status quo, government restrictions, Uranus, the rebelling, the power to the people, the progression, square in conflict with each other. Okay, we saw how that manifested, but that continues in 2022 as well, and it finalizes in October of 2022. So we've got a whole year with those same kind of underlying tensions that exist there, however, with major pockets of hope and pockets of optimism at the same time. That's what I like to see. So this is going to be an oracle card to close your reading out. Let's take a deep breath together just to ground ourselves back in the present moment. So let's take an oracle for the year 2022. Virgo, forgive me. It's getting late at night and I am Mars in Gemini. Bit handsy, bit clumsy with my hands. If any of you guys are Mars and Geminis, are you furious note takers like me? The Orchid Priestess of Destiny, number 21. Love that card. Love the name of that. Orchid Priestess of Destiny. Ugh, stunning. Okay, so let's read this for you. The Orchid Priestess of your highest spiritual destiny calls you now, beloved. Holla 2022. She calls you to your purpose, your path, your soul, passion. You are called to rise again and again, to live up into your potential with all its uniqueness and beauty. She will call on you always, her sweet flute playing deep. Oh, here we have the flute one, yes. Her sweet flute playing deep in your heart, blossoms of orchid and chrysanthemum. I hope that's how you say that flower. Chrysanthemum falling at her feet, stirring your heart to quest for your truest soul passion. You may have felt different to those around you at different times in your life, and this is meant to be, beloved one. You cannot be a pioneer of a different consciousness on this planet if you feel completely comfortable in the consciousness that already exists around you. Do you know that this was chosen on purpose? So this could be on purpose. Your soul chose to be of service by not fitting in. And funny enough, Virgo is the sign of service. Virgo and Pisces, sign of servitude. Okay. So, you know, this service by not fitting in, so that it would remember through things not feeling right, that it was meant to help and heal the consciousness of our planet, starting with self. Oh my goodness, I love that. That's basically what I was saying about the Magician in reverse. Virgo knows when things are right, and that's when they know when things are wrong. That can look like critique to some that don't understand the workings of a Virgo's mind and their soul evolution, but you just know, like, it's obvious to you, it's undeniable to you. But this is also good that you can feel like when something isn't right for you. So in a practical level, Virgo is very good at discerning when something doesn't feel right for them anymore, and I really admire that. So once the self was able to correct and align the consciousness within it that matched the love and peace that it existed deep in the heart, it would be easier to help others to do the same, even just if by inspiration. I love this. This is where the Orchid Priestess of Destiny, beloved Kuan Yin, in her devotion to your highest spiritual attainment, calls you forward now. Yes, beloved, your divine destiny is calling you. That means it's time to unplug from the mass consciousness and at a deeper level than ever before to really let go of the beliefs and thought forms that do not serve your highest destiny, no matter how unchallengeable they may seem to be at first. It's time to revise anything inside of you that would hold you back from owning your spiritual power and moving ahead in your divine destiny. It is your own destiny that calls you forward to do this, beloved. Do not fear. It is just you waiting to meet you in all your spiritual beauty and strength. We've had our strength card a couple of times, you guys. Embrace the changes that soon you will enjoy the spiritual reunion at a higher turn of the spiral of your own passionate life of spiritual purpose. The flute and blossoms of the Orchid Priestess help you in this process now. I think by the last quarter of 2022 in particular, you will really be feeling what this card is all about, Virgo. Okay, loved doing the reading. This was a little longer than the others, so thank you so much for sticking with me and take care of yourself. See you soon.